So I have an app that reads me articles. I select the article, I hit a button, and it reads it, in a pretty decent voice. But I was very happy today to see the Washington Post released an article, and they wrote that the New York State Attorney General's office, which doesn't seem to do anything really to support the mainstream as much as they go out of their way to be political. Um, they have issued subpoenas to every single Catholic diocese in the state of New York, which is a pretty big, it's a pretty big move, pretty strong move. They've joined a list of a whole bunch of other states that are investigating the Catholic Church, and they should. We had the big scandal in the 80s and 90s with the Catholic churches coming out that for generations these old priests in their positions of power in the community were you know uh, sexually abusing children, raping them, things of that nature. And there was some legal ramifications. Most of it was settled out of court. I don't understand why the federal government, the state governments didn't really go after the church at that point, because it was obviously the biggest child sex ring in the world, if you ask me, is the Catholic Church. I'm a religious person. I don't knock religions. I don't. I think everyone has the right to, practice their religion as they please. But when you recognize that an organization, a tax-free organization, by the way, is using its power to influence politics and, more importantly, prosecutions of child sex predators, that's a problem. And I have not really supported the Catholic Church in the last 20 some odd years because of that. And, don't get me wrong, every diocese is different, every parish is different. There's a lot of good that's done. There's a lot of good that's done. Um, the parish that I used to be a part of, we were donating money to the community. We were helping people pay their rent, buying groceries for people, all sorts of good stuff. Unfortunately, if the priest in our parish had sexually molested children, that one act alone offsets a lifetime of donations and charitable work, in my opinion, because you only need to break that public trust once. You only need to break it once, and everything you've done previous to that is worthless. Now, I'm not going to call for the end of the Catholic Church. I would not shed a tear if it did come to an end. I think the current Pope I think he's an abomination. There is absolutely no way that this man is next to God when he's going through China and praising China for its human rights uh, record, which is disgusting. They've only killed 60 million that we know of, 60 million of their own people since communism took over. Uh, you have the Pope making excuses and talking about the good of Islam. And, uh, in Islam, if you are a Christian, then you are an infidel. You are, it's it's their job to destroy anybody who is not Islamic. So, I just don't know where this Pope's at. Nobody knows. I know a lot of Catholics are very upset with this Pope. He needs to go. Catholic Church they need to have a reckoning, and every single state in the Union needs to go after the Catholic diocese and charge them with criminal wrongdoing to the tune of billions and billions and billions of dollars. If it bankrupts them, it bankrupts them. So what? You know what? Um, but it needs to happen. Too many children's lives have been affected and ruined. You can't have the scales of justice here saying, oh well, in the last 10 years the Catholic Church has done good for so many millions of people, and then on the other side of the scale, the rape and mental torture to thousands upon thousands of children, who these creepy dudes that call themselves men of God sexually molest, and that's just not right. So it needs to be, they need to have a reckoning, and the states and the federal government need to come down hard. I mean, hard on the Catholic Church. It's the only way it's going to make it right.